feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane, victories in our name. We win together, rain or shine, PHG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go, teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane, victories in our name. We win together, rain or shine, PHG forever, crossing the line. Wheels burn on the track, PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath the starry sky, engines roar, we fly. Sweat beading on our brow, teamwork's the key right now. We win together, rain or shine, PHG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go, teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane, victories in our name. We win together, rain or shine, PHG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire.
Good afternoon, race nerds. I am Slow Mo coming to you with the PHG World Series today. In the booth with me, I have the one and only Mustang Chuck, and we also
Hey, everybody.
have the illustrious T-Case 101 helping us out today in the booth. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Well, good afternoon, evening, morning, depends upon where you're at in the world. We are looking forward to some great racing today. Mustang Chuck, anything in particular you think are keys for these guys to do well today?
Tire management. Tire management. From what I saw last night, yes, all tires are required, but you really have to be cognizant on, when your what your pitch strategy is going to be, and when to get off of certain tires and to jump onto another one.
Yeah, absolutely agree. T-Case, what are your thoughts for success today?
Well, yeah, tire management and staying out of the gravel. I did a couple practice races, and in those practice races, yeah, getting through all the tires was really, really difficult. But it looks like they're actually jumping into qualifying right now. So let's real quick go over the round info, and then we'll just hop straight into it.
Perfect. So here we go. Season 2 exhibition. This is round 4. We're at the Sardega Road Track, layout B. They're going to do 20 laps in a GR4 car. They have all racing tires required, as Chuck had mentioned there. And the tire and the fuel is going to be 7 times and 2 times. So strategy is key here for today's race. We saw a lot of different strategies yesterday. We're probably going to see a lot of them today.
Indeed, indeed. So let's go into the race, or qualifying, that is, with the 10-minute qualifying.
Yeah, and here we are. We're riding along S to C. He's got a pretty good-looking livery going there. And assuming everybody's on the softs for qualifying, that's probably the smart play. I guess we'll see if any of these guys are going to pop back into the pits after their hot lap, like we saw some of the racers do yesterday, or if maybe they'll stay out and just keep running. You can see our broadcast associate there, Leo, in tow there. And look at that livery, man. That thing is flat.
Yeah, I like
Definitely
that a lot.
Yeah. Never seen anything like that before.
Tool livery. Okay, very cool.
And yeah, and you know, Leo.
Is that a reference to an album cover, or some? I was never a fan of Tool. Is that a reference to an album cover or something?
I have no idea. But we do know that Leo is going to struggle being, I believe, the only driver in a front-wheel drive car with the tire wear as bad as it is, and it is the front tires that wear out first. He's going to just eat these tires up. So I imagine he goes back in the pits for a fresh set of tires for sure. I'm going to switch over and check out McNaughty here.
I think that's a very interesting point, as you mentioned. We saw a lot of different strategies at play yesterday. I mean, we learned that the all-wheel drive cars seem to do very well here, depending upon who was managing the tire strategy. McNaughty into AMG, one of his personal favorites. McAMG, bro.
Yep, and let's go ahead and shameless plug for McNaughty's league, the NRL. Does anybody have the details and maybe a link to where people might be able to sign up for McNaughty's league?
Yeah, so the sign-ups are open now. You can get yourself signed up. I believe they're open through March 15th. So you still have a little bit of time to get yourself signed up if you haven't already. We'll make sure that we get a link posted there in chat for people that are interested.
Thank you,
TK.
Salamander got it.
Sal.
Took care of it.
Thank you, Sal. What's
Thanks,
up,
Sal.
buddy?
How are you now?
Sal is a legend.
So we're getting some times put in. Looks like C-Dubs with a 125.7. We were seeing drivers in the 124s last night. So let's go over to C-Dub and see what he's driving and how he's doing.
Oh, and C-Dubs is in the Ferrari. What a great sound
Ferrari.
that car makes. Yeah, that tune was killing me yesterday with the Ferrari. He's got a pretty classic looking livery going there. I think maybe a little carbon fiber action.
Yeah, I do
Number
like the
66.
JL audio kind of ghosted in there where you really got to look to see it.
Yeah, that's slick.
Right there. Like, is that?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
And you guys talked a lot about tire strategy. I think another key to really doing well here at this track is making sure that you use every inch this track offers you to use. Maintain your speed through those corners. And as we're watching them come through the last couple turns here, that section right there will make or break a lap for you. If you bumble one of those last turns, you're in deep trouble.
Indeed.
As we hop over to, where are we here? This is...
Auto Joe.
Oh, Auto Joe, thank you. I was looking at his moniker up front. First or last. And he is driving the Genesis. That's a good, clean, white livery he's got going.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
I do like the Genesis. It's a fun car. I personally tend to lean towards the all-wheel drive vehicles.
The nerd in me is really liking the white and black paint job because it reminds me of the Toyota 86 from Initial D.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta love
Initial D.
You gotta love the Initial D. And anything in a Panda livery is gonna look good. That's for sure. I wanted to say something to your point, Slow Mo, about using every inch of this track. It is so easy to just step ever so slightly over the edge of the track, and in a lot of places there's a gravel pit or there's grass, and it can really unsettle the car. And we saw it yesterday with several spins after just dipping one tire into the gravel, causing the drivers to lose control. And there is a couple spots where track limits come into play.
Yeah, we saw a couple penalties yesterday that really played a big impact on where those drivers finished. So, making sure to understand where you can push your limits and where you can't is important when it comes to racing. As we hop on over to, is this McNerdy?
Yes.
Indeed.
And he is also in a Ferrari. Oh, he's got the Milwaukee livery going there.
There you go. Pretty cool looking.
Yep, and McNerdy is currently, what is he, about, he's not terribly far behind Leo. He might be able to make that up there. I see a lot of these guys going in and going straight through the pits, so looks like that strategy is the way to go. Although McNerdy proves me wrong and drives right by.
I will say props to all the livery makers that all you creative types. Oh, as Nervy, which is a little bit of the gravel there. Props to all you guys who can actually make really cool looking liveries. I'm definitely not a creative type, so I just pick one out that I like and add my own little flair to it in the PHG community.
Yeah, and if you're ever looking for some help on liveries, Salamander has a couple videos that he'll go through and show how he does his liveries. Really cool. He's an extremely talented livery maker there. Probably the best, if not one of the best in the world, judged by his peers.
Yeah, him and RJ. Both of them
right.
have actually made a few liveries for me, for a few of my favorite cars, and yeah, they're definitely really good at their craft.
Yep, they will also do commissions. If you ever have something specific you want, reach out to them, let them know, talk to them. They will hook you up. So they do great work. And McNerdy is hitting his apexes very well here. He's not pushing it too far onto the grass or the kitty litter or anything, but looks like he is absolutely getting the most out of the track. Let's see where this lap puts him. 127. Probably not what he was looking for. As we move over to P. Choi. And that is a cool looking PHG livery there.
The NSX there, right? Yeah.
Yep.
That is. It always throws me off seeing that Honda logo on the NSX, but
Yeah.
Got to remember that this is a Japanese game, so they don't want any part of Acura over there. That's an American
that's right.
thing.
That's right.
So yeah, somebody explained to me at Like I'm 5, like what the difference, if any, there is between the Acura NSX and the Honda NSX.
There isn't. It's just in America, it's branded as an Acura, but Acura does not exist in Japan. It's only, and I don't think I don't think any other country does Acura, but over in the States. So same with
Of course,
Lex.
we have to be special.
Yeah. So it's just another way to make more money, really. Is have two brands.
Actually kind of cool where my wife bought her car. They have have had for a while a NSX on display there, not for sale. It's just the owner put it there to be on display. So every time I'd go up there to get her car serviced while I'm waiting, I would just, make sure to walk by and take a look-see at it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool looking car in real life too.
It really is a good looking car. I'm gonna, after he finishes this lap, I'm gonna switch over to Shelldologist. We haven't looked at Shell yet, so.
Yeah, and
Also,
Detroit put up a
in-
126. That's a good lap.
Another NSX.
Now that's a clean livery right there.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, not too loud, not too outlandish.
He seems, oh, he's going around some slower traffic there. I was going to say, it seems like he was really off the gas for a minute there.
Oh
see
no, Leo.
Let's see if we can see what happened here.
In
It
case,
is-
I guess we did turn the commentator's curse on today,
apparently.
as he's coming down here.
He's just having fun.
Goodness.
His
Oh,
tires,
yeah, he has no tread.
no
None.
tread. It was the final lap. Just giving us some entertainment. I'm glad we caught that.
So let's see, what did we learn from yesterday's races? Strategy is going to be absolutely crucial today. We learned that the Mustang, what is that? The Mach-E is not actually a Mustang.
Correct. Coming from me, the Mach-E is not a Mustang. And coming from my local Ford dealer, the Mach-E is not a Mustang.
It's a Mach-E.
Yes.
Exactly. I like turtles. Thanks, Turbo.
All right, and as we look here, it looks like the grid is starting to shape up. We've got Auto Joe in first with his 125.517. Pachoy right behind him. B-Dubs coming in third. Shelldologist. McNaughty's been sitting in the pits for a minute. He is in fifth. I guess he's happy with that that time there. Leo in sixth. McNervy. Mr. S to C. KW47 in ninth. Pyro in 10th. Speed bump down here in 11th, sitting in the pits. So.
Yeah, and on McNaughty, he's in the SLS, which apparently is not great around here. He's usually in split 1 or 2, but I think due to the car, it's not quick enough around here, which put him down into split 3.
Yeah, this track definitely seems to favor the smaller cars, just from what I saw yesterday. Some of these bigger, higher horsepower cars struggle here.
Yeah, you think it's probably just a little easier to turn. Mr. Chuck, would you like to take us through the classified results here for qualifying?
I sure will. So in first place, we've got Auto Joe in the G70 Group 4 with a 125.517. In second, we have P. Choi in the NSX with a 125.661. In third, we have C-Dubs, PHG C-Dubs, in the Ferrari with a 125.768. In fourth, we have Shelldologist, once again from the PHG camp, in the NSX with a 125.795. In fifth, we have McNaughty in the Merc with a 125.804. In sixth, we have Leo with the Mazda with a 125.907. Seventh, McNervy in the Ferrari with a 125.933. And in eighth, we have Estes in the McLaren with a 126.078. In ninth, we have K-Dub in the Viper with a 126.303. In 10th, we have Pyro once again in the Genesis with a 126.382. And in 11th, we have Speed Bump in the NSX with a 126.449.
Thank you, sir. TK's got a question for you.
Yeah.
What tire compound would you start on in this race?
I think anywhere from fifth back, I'm starting on the hards. I don't know that anybody's going to start on the softs, but I think if I was in the top 5, I would consider starting on the mediums. But definitely just doing maybe 3 or 4 laps on those hards, and then get on the mediums, continue to burn down your fuel. This isn't a fuel-saving race, so they're not going to have to refuel, and try to finish on the softs. They are a lot faster than the other 2 compounds, and the car's going to be a lot lighter. So I would say start on hards or mediums, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and say I agree with T-Pace on this. The soft, especially with this high multiplier for tire wear, they're not going to last very long at all. So I would probably do the same thing that T-Case is talking about.
I do agree with you guys. The only caveat I would add to that is, as we saw with some of the races yesterday, hopefully you don't end up going in and getting on those softs too early and running it, running them up against the edges as you get down to those final laps and try and maintain your position. So we are lined up. We've got ourselves a rolling start. Auto Joe is going to
Rolling
lead us off.
start. Daytona USA, anybody?
Anybody? Bueller. And we're
Boogity,
off.
boogity, boogity.
Auto Joe pulling to the
Ooh,
inside.
whoa.
I wonder if he's got equipment problems. That is not expected from
Oh,
a leader.
no.
That puts Pachoy right up into the front runner spot. As you see, they accordion up into first couple turns here.
Very nice, clean turn one. That's what I could tell.
Yeah, and I would expect, in the beginning of this race, the key is just maintain your position for me. Try and keep close to the guy in front of you. If he makes a mistake, take his position. But the last thing I would want to do is put myself in a compromising position in the first couple laps.
Yeah, just be patient, exploit that draft, and wait until an opening that you can take that isn't too risky.
Yeah, we did have one driver start on the softs, and it is Leo. Everybody else is either on hards or mediums. Oh, we got a little something going on.
Looks like he might have just lost it in the turn there. Hards got on it too early, maybe?
Yep. And
Yep.
he even had the traction control turned on.
Wow.
Yeah, he caught a little bit
see
too much
that.
curb and just lost traction.
And that dropped him all the way back to 10th. We'll go back up with now C-Dubs, who is leading this race. And leading by a lot on the medium tires. We'll go back. I did notice in the background McNervy and McNaughty, the two mix, one with a C, the other with a K, having some good back and forth. So we'll hop back there and see what's going on.
Yeah, and it looks like McNervy is right behind McNaughty. He is just looking for an open door to stick his head in there. Pushing it hard. And there is a tire difference. McNaughty's on the hards. We've got McNervy on the mediums. So you would think McNervy might have a little advantage as he sneaks inside there. That is a good line there. Nice clean pass, but he can't seem to keep that door closed. Or get it closed, I should say. McNaughty holding his line, pushing on the straight. McNervy
Slams the door shut on him right there.
Yes, he did.
That was very nice.
Definitely not where you want to try and execute a pass of somebody like, somebody who McNaughty knows a lot about his car and positioning and where he wants to be. So you can tell he was very, very intentional about getting over to that apex.
Love seeing this.
Check it out.
Do you think he's going to go for the move into turn one? He's got the slipstream.
He does.
And
There he goes.
Look
Breaks
at that.
out.
if I can get the right camera view, there we go. And he sends it.
And it looks like he's going to get it done. Leo is now creeping up right behind the two of them. So they're battling and slowed him down just enough for Leo to get into McNaughty's slipstream there.
Leo's starting on the softs.
Yeah.
Can I just say, look at how close this pack is, 3 laps into this race. It's incredible that all these cars are still as close as they are.
Yeah, you can tell these guys have put their work in and they're prepared for today. They're ready to go. These guys are really putting some good times down. We've got Pyro with the fastest lap at a 1:27.176. I would imagine that will drop as you see some of the other compounds come into play. As we go aboard Sheldologist here, making that uphill left-hander, using all the track he can touch. And he has got McNervy in tow, basically, who is now, it looks like he is trying to eye up an opportunity. Yeah. Let's see if he can pull that same move he got on McNaughty here through the straight into turn one. He's going outside. Cut back maybe. Oh, he's right on him. Boy. And he chose to hold himself firm where he was without trying to take the position. Probably a smart play.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Based on what he did going against McNaughty, I kind of expected him to do the move again. Maybe he's starting to think about tire wear, because when you do make those moves, that puts a lot of strain, especially on those front tires. So he could be thinking long game here instead of trying to move up positions.
Well, either that or the difference in cars. You know, I mean, you're talking about McNaughty in the Mercedes. McNervy is in the Acura, or the NSX. So, you know, maybe he didn't think he'd get as good of an exit running side by side with McNervy out of the turn one. And he is really trying to find some space here to get by.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That battle's
Balajus
really
is doing a
starting to heat up.
great job defensively driving.
Playing the mind games.
And look at all four of them right there, boy.
See,
Sheldalogist,
isn't,
McNervy, McNaughty, and Leo are right there packed up.
There's mind games that go on in racing too. That, you know, it's not always just about the speed. You know, tucking in on somebody's rear bumper and staying there and making them wonder when or if you're going to make a move. Whoa!
way late on the brakes. I don't think he was prepared for how much speed he was carrying. When you're in the slipstream like that, sometimes you forget that you're going several miles an hour quicker and you got to brake a little bit earlier.
Yeah, gave McNaughty a great opportunity, and he made sure to take advantage of that. Stuck himself into third position now.
That was definitely a problem for me in, I think it was a nation race several months back, where we were all in the Mercedes old Formula One car, and they had custom slipstream. I know I accidentally got into the back of someone because I was fucking up in the draft and I didn't brake early enough, and it just sucked me right into the back of them. So yeah, pro tip for all of you out there in the chat: you know, make sure to be cognizant if you're in the draft that you're going to need to get on the brakes a little bit earlier when you're coming into a turn.
Look at that. He's got the Honda in front, and then just in his mirror, there's that Ferrari just looming there.
Yeah, and you know, TK's like you mentioned, the Mercedes might not be the preferred car here, but McNaughty is doing a fantastic job making sure that it's viable today.
Now,
What do you guys say? Should we try out our new feature?
is it time?
Yeah.
Is it
I don't know,
time
I think it is.
to, how you say, rev it up?
Let's rev it up.
I think it is. Let's rev it up. For those racing nerds out there, crank up your TV. It's rev time. Boy, that Ferrari sounds great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
I
hear
love
how
that.
that Honda sounds.
Let's check it out.
Not as good as the Ferrari.
Just pushing it a little wide there.
Hollywood can capitalize. Pass right here in the next turn.
What a great view.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat who you're picking for today's victory. Who's going to win this race? Who your favorite driver is? Who you're rooting for?
And I don't know if y'all saw over, I guess, noise doesn't affect your vision, but we had 2 drivers go into the pits. One was on the mediums, one on the, I believe, on the hards.
I did not catch that.
I'm guessing one of them was
Did I?
Estes. It looks like he's on mediums now.
This battle has just been too exciting.
Oh, wow.
Right. KW 47, I think, may have been the other one. He's on a fresh set of mediums there.
And it looks like we have 2 clusters in the back. As exciting as this is, let's go back and check on those groups.
And TK's, while you flip back to those guys, just a quick heads up. Looks like C Dubs is got about almost a 4.5 second lead over Sheldologist, though. He's starting to pull away just a little bit from the pack here with his clean air. As we click back to Ecstasy here in 11th position. He is eyeing up speed bump. Hopefully he's not going to drive over it.
Well, they are not quite as close together as I thought. And Auto Joe into the pits. So let's go back up to where the action is.
Yep, Auto Joe is definitely going to come off those hards, but does he go soft or medium? I would have to guess medium. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah,
Look
if it
at
would be,
these
I'd
three.
give those softs for the last few laps of the race. Maybe the last 2 or 3.
You know, I always like to try something different. I might have done the opposite. I might have gone softs in the middle of the race, saved mediums for the end, personally. That way, I'm not, hopefully I didn't get myself into a situation where you're getting to that last lap, you don't have any traction.
Right.
So Sheldologist, McNaughty, and McNervy right there bunched up, fighting for the podium spots.
And I think McNaughty made the smart choice. He knows he doesn't have the top speed, so he's using the slipstream to stay with it. I think if he goes in front, he's just a sitting duck at the end of the straight. So by staying in the middle of the 2, as they go into the pits, see, now we're going to see how McNervy just gains on McNaughty on these straights. So he's going to need somebody to help pull him down this long straight if he wants to stay in it. But we do have a new race leader.
Sir, McNaughty himself.
And can he lead a whole lap and get himself those 5 points?
That's key.
Does TK's theory prove to be crucial here? Can McNervy sneak by him?
Well, I think the start-finish line is close enough that he won't quite get past him before the start-finish, so I think he will get a full lap lead unless a mistake's made when they go up this hill, because this is one of the trickier spots, this right-hander. We've seen it take out a few drivers so far, but it looks like he's got a pretty good gap there.
You definitely don't want to take too much curve on this right-hander, or else you're going to be sideways.
Well, and something to note, if you look at McNervy's tires there, those are some pretty worn mediums. I think yesterday they mentioned in the stream, once you get past that 2/3 mark, they're more likely to lose time for you. So don't be surprised if you see McNervy slip into the pits this lap. McNaughty's kind of a wild card. I don't know if he'll run one more or if he's gonna go into the box.
Yep, into the box.
Oh, a little
No,
fake.
that was a
there.
fake.
Nice.
Oh, look at that. And McNervy
leads the
stays
lap.
out with him.
And we cross the halfway point. Or no,
That
the
might
next
be a-
lap, halfway point. Yeah.
That may be a bold strategy on McNervy's part. Looking at that front right, boy, that is beat up pretty bad. Hopefully this next lap he can run clean and get himself into the box for a tire change. But smart strategy there by McNaughty, staying out. He's making his competition push that car and really, push the limits of his tire wear.
Well, if you look, McNervy, he's in the same boat too. That front right is just toast.
Oh, I'm sorry. If I said McNaughty, I meant McNervy.
Oh,
It gets
maybe they're
confusing,
very
right?
similar sounding names.
They're so close.
Yeah, maybe you did. Maybe you did. They're both have very bad front right tires right now.
Yep, and that's the one that goes the quickest.
Ooh, look at that.
Good
It's
save.
sideways.
There's a lot of fast left-handers around here, and that just really pushes hard on the right side. And I would say McNervy definitely needs to come in this lap. McNaughty could go another lap.
He probably could. I don't know if I would, but he probably
And he's
could.
pulled a good gap. He's pulled a good gap now. We're going to see, what does he choose to
pull
do?
another fake?
No, he's in.
No, he's in.
Playing it safe.
McNervy follows suit. That puts Sheldologist on a pretty fresh set of mediums up into P1.
And the pit stop isn't very long, so let's see, does he overtake both of them, or are they able to come out ahead?
The thing here is giving a very wide berth for anybody who might be in the pits out here. Because I made that mistake. I mentioned it last night.
Oh, there's McNaughty.
Like that. How close it is with cars coming down the straight.
Indeed, yeah, it comes right out onto the racing line. But he's got a good gap there. He's got a good gap. And that puts Leo up into P3. Leo's having a strong race. After using the softs, now he's on the hard, so I'm guessing he's going to finish on the mediums.
Yeah, and McNaughty took a set of mediums there. And McNervy took a set of hard.
As they battle it out here.
Yeah, look at Pyro trying to find an opportunity to put McNervy into his rear view mirror. Pushing that Genesis around that corner. Looks like he might try and go for a cutback here. No, maybe. Oh, buddy.
Oh, he's got a little, almost a run. But Nervy shut the door on him.
Now that's pretty
that's
cool.
That's the widest Ferrari I've seen in a while.
The inside of this car with the big rear camera right there on the dash, which is pretty neat, especially if you're playing in VR. That's got to be really handy.
Yeah, I can confirm being, as far as I know, the only VR player here in the booth. It can be handy, especially with a position like that. I personally, though, prefer to actually have a rear view mirror because I like to have the little digital pack with the light, so I know when to shift versus what they have here.
Yeah, it looks like all their information's on the steering wheel.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I like to have the light, almost like a shift light letting you know, hey, shift here, instead of trying to eyeball where the revs are. The only exception being for me would be analog gauges, because that's much easier for me to read personally when it comes to shift points.
Yeah, Chuck, you are definitely the only one. I simply cannot do VR driving. I don't do well with VR for whatever reason.
To each their own. I can understand and appreciate that.
As you see Leo taking the inside line there.
And
McNervy with the little switchback, he gets himself an inside position, and Leo's going to give that position up, and a couple more, unfortunately, as Pyro sneaks by as well. Looks like Leo got himself a little pen.
Yeah, a little bit too wide, looks like.
Oh,
look at Pyro.
Late on the brakes.
Whoa.
Woo!
That was a nice move. Take another look at that here. As you see Pyro sitting himself up, dives inside. He's late on the brakes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that was a really nice move. Well executed.
I tried to move like that a while back there, something similar. But mine was fake to the outside and ducked down to the inside at the last second.
And now speed bump gets into the action.
Heck of a move.
Oh!
Oh, no, Kirby.
Kirby just in the dirt, saves it though.
Oh!
Oh!
No.
I don't think he knew he was
Take
there.
another look at that. I agree. Yeah, I don't think he saw him. He was just trying to use as much track and squeezed over. That is pretty much a blind spot. Put him right into the wall.
Yeah. That's
and Leo took advantage of that and snuck right by.
Yeah, when you get into an incident like that and you're trying to refocus, sometimes you forget or don't realize there's somebody on the outside there. But we'll leave that up to the stewards to figure out and analyze the telemetry and figure out what to do with that.
As Leo serves his penalty, and we see McNervy. No Jove. We hop aboard, speed bump. Oh, moving over to Pyro, going into turn 1 here. Speed bump is trying to close that gap a little bit, but it looks like Pyro had a really nice exit out of turn 1, maintaining his speed there, hitting his apexes. And that Genesis is a little bit of a heavier car than the NSX, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Remember, the car is heavy. Anybody remember was it Gran Turismo 4 or 5 with Jeff Gordon?
I don't.
Remember, the car is heavy. You down in the chat, you remember that, let us know.
And we got, I mean, what is this? P3 all the way back to P10. I mean, they're separated by not a lot. Really, really close running there. I'm going to go and see what's going on with Sheldologist and McNaughty up front. Ooh.
Yep, McNaughty actually just set our fastest lap with a 126.179, which is that's a really good lap. As you mentioned earlier, we saw some faster laps yesterday. However, McNaughty's not even on the soft compound yet. So still more speed to get to.
And it looks like a few more drivers have made their final pit stops.
Boy, I feel like that might be a little bit early for the final pit stop if you're going on soft, but that's just me being extra cautious. That 5 laps seems to push it, as we saw. With Papa yesterday, you get in, you put your softs on too early. Next thing you know, you're chasing the guy in front of you, you're pushing too hard, and, there's nothing worse than not having traction on the last lap of the race.
Yeah, especially if you have somebody behind you.
Yeah, it's one of my weaknesses is tire strategy, and if it were me, having not run any practice laps, admittedly, because I'm having wheel issues that's going to be fixed shortly, but if it was me, I would probably jump on the softs at the end of lap 17, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just eyeballing it here, but I'm weak on tire strategy. That's why I'm always in the Discord saying, like, okay, guys, what's the strat?
As we see Sheldologist serve a little penalty, McNaughty steps up into first position with 4 laps to go. Well, 5.
As McNervy goes into the pits.
McNaughty coming through turn 1.
SSC also going into the pits.
And you got to imagine those guys are going to softs.
Yeah.
They haven't ran that compound yet, so that's the only choice they have left. They have to meet. And McNaughty's running with just under a second gap here. It looks like it's increasing just a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh, and Sheldologist goes wide.
No.
We're going to hop back on board and see what happened. Yep, just a little bit wide in the kitty litter.
That's
did a really good job maintaining his direction, though. That could have gone much worse.
Yeah, that's the spot where you can easily spin it. If you get on the throttle right there, you get a little extra wheel spin and come back on, and you're done. But that gives McNaughty a very nice gap here. And we'll go back a couple positions. It looks like Pyro and Speed Bump might be having... Nope, they're actually spread out quite a bit as well. Everybody's spread, but it looks like a bunch of people are going to dive into the pits. McNaughty, yep. Sheldologist.
Yep, Sheldologist follows suit. Let's see if Pyro's going to stay out. He's got his set of hard compounds, and they don't look great.
Nope.
They don't look great.
They don't. I imagine he comes in at the end of this lap as well. So we're going to have a bunch of quick guys on soft tires for these final laps. Oh, is he? Yep, sure enough.
And Naughty's out of the pits.
That front right
is also out.
caused him to understeer really bad there into the gravel.
You know, just an example of how easy it is to make a mistake here. You know, you got to run 20 good laps, not 19, not 18, all 20.
Now, if Pyro goes into the pits, is he going to get bonus points for leading a lap?
I think that's all dependent on where your pit box is. Because I think it is
It's a great question.
programmed into the game where your pit box is located. Because I was able to, one of my first wins was hitting on the final lap. It was a year or two back in a McLaren, and I pitted on the last lap. And I think my pit box was before the start-finish line. And I did my stop and go and then crossed the finish line at first.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's changed. Let us know down in the chat if you know anything more about that.
Interesting. Pop is saying he led this lap, so I believe it will count.
Okay. We're riding along board with Speed Bump as Pyro goes into the pits. Speed Bump has Leo and KW47 closely following him behind there. Just waiting for his opportunity to pass, I believe Leo is. And Leo's done a great job with this tire management this race. T-Case, I know you mentioned how challenging the Mazda can be with tires on this track, and he is certainly in a great position, all things considered.
I agree. And, I mean, he drives this car a lot, so if there's anybody that's going to make it work, it's Leo.
Leo is to Mazda as what I am to Ford and Porsche.
Yes, indeed. And for the second race, I'm going to step out of the booth on the commentating side and continue to run the stream, and I believe Leo's going to come in and take my spot. So we'll get his perspective and get to hear from him how this race was.
And it looks like Speed Bump's got a little bit of an increased gap on Leo. Nothing specific that I think caused it, but he just got a couple real nice turn exits, and KW47 is now positioning himself to try and find a gap to get around Leo. As they're coming here into the last couple set of turns.
A-Dub in the lone American car.
As we see Pyro sneak right by KW.
That was a really nice move. It's nice and clean.
Indeed.
K-Dub stays nice and close to him, trying to maintain that slipstream. Let's see if he's going to try and make a pass in turn one. No, brakes early, backs off a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh, as Pyro's a little slippery.
Pyro's sideways. Maintains that
Pyro's
momentum,
on
though,
a
looks like.
fresh set of softs, so interesting to see that he's getting slippery.
This last lap for KW is going to be a challenge because he is on very worn tires. But luckily, actually, they're not too far behind. We got P. Choi and Ecstasy on the hunt.
We may want to hop aboard Sheldologist. We've got McNaughty coming around the last set of turns here with the penalty, and there is just about a half-second gap between those two. So it looks like we might have ourselves a drag race here on the last lap.
Beautiful. And are both drivers on the softs? Yes, they are. McNaughty's
They are.
look a little bit more worse for wear there.
They do. I personally would rather be following for the majority of the second or the last lap here. As we talked about, McNaughty really can benefit from being in somebody else's slipstream. It may wear his tires a little bit quicker, but he can certainly make space sometimes where generally most people wouldn't find it. So you might get an opportunity to sneak by Sheldologist, but we're going to have to watch and see as Sheldologist works to see how wide he can make his car look. Just about a half second between the two of them.
One for that penalty.
Yeah, I think McNaughty might have had this in the bag had he not got that pen. and this can be where dreams are made or broken going around this uphill turn. Looks like they're keeping the traction down. No issues or problems. Sheldalogist seems to increase that gap just a little bit.
Ooh.
McNaughty running wide a little. Good recovery.
Too much to the track.
Keeping himself in the competition.
Oh,
Woo! And it looks like Sheldalogist is gonna bring
got
home
it.
the victory here. Well done. Congrats to Sheldalogist. McNaughty in second. Oh, here we go. Look at this. McNervy and Speed Bump going door to door.
Oh my goodness, who's got it?
Woo! I can't
Oh,
tell. I think
my
Speed Bump
goodness.
got him. Wow! What
oh
a
my
finish.
goodness.
What a finish.
Oh my goodness. That needs to be screenshot and put on.
What a great finish. Yeah, that was
Oh my
tight.
goodness. Oh
And it
my lord.
has to see in ninth, C-Dubs in 10th, and Auto Joe finishing in 11th position. What a
Wow.
race.
Ooh.
Well executed.
Oh my
Tons of-
goodness. What a finish.
That was fantastic. Congrats to Sheldalogist.
Moved up 3 places. Woo!
Wow, that was fantastic. Mustang Chuck, would you like to take us through the classified results?
Yes, I would.
Thank you,
In
sir.
first place, we have Sheldologist in the NSX. In second, we have McNaughty in the AMG. In third, we have Speed Bump in the NSX. In fourth, we have McNervy in the Ferrari. In fifth, we have Pyro in the Genesis. In sixth, we have Leo, who is my pick for driver of the day right now, actually, in the Mazda. In seventh is P. Choi in the NSX. In eighth, we have K-Dub in the Viper. In ninth, we have Ecstasy in the McLaren. In 10th, we have C-Dubs in the Ferrari. And 11th, we have Auto Joe in the Genesis.
Wow, what a great race. Okay, so Chuck, you said your pick was Leo, huh? TKs, who's your pick for driver of the race?
I'm struggling with this one. I really am. There's 4 drivers. I love what happened there between Speed Bump and McNervy at the end. McNervy had an incredible recovery with that early mistake. McNaughty in a car that people weren't thinking
Right.
could do it, and then Sheldologist moving up 3 spaces for the win. Coming in there at the end. You know what? I'm going to go with the winner on this one. I'm going to go with Sheldologist.
Yeah, Leo, that was actually going to be my pick too. I was hemming and hawing between, McNaughty and Sheldologist. Both drivers did a fantastic job executing their strategies today. Wonderful race, great finish. Unfortunately, McNaughty ended up with that penalty, giving Sheldologist the wide open door to drive through. So congrats to Sheldologist. He's going to be my pick for driver of the race.
Well, there we have it. There we have it. Quick reminder, if y'all are interested in this and you're not familiar with PHG, that's Papa's House of Games. He's in the chat. Pinned in the chat is a link to the website with all the information. So please feel free, click on that link, check it out, and get involved for the next season whenever it comes around.
And for those of you guys looking for, a new racing community or a racing team, the PHG group is very welcoming. Great racers, better people. Join the server. You don't have to necessarily join the team to join the server, but join the server, get to meet some of the folks, join some of the races, see what you think, and make your decision from there. So, I speak personally from experience. What an awesome group of people. You cannot go wrong racing with the PhD folks.
Yeah, and as one of the more active guys on the Discord, I'll piggyback on that. It's not just about, racing in there, or not just about Gran Turismo 7. We share funny memes or cool cars we've seen, racing news. There's a NASCAR Fantasy League for you NASCAR fans out there that we all do. And just general, happenings in your life, going on. So we talk about a whole gamut of things in there. It's not just about Gran Turismo 7.
Indeed. And I just saw in the chat, C-Dubs did mediums back to back. That's what happened to him, and why he fell so far back. So he made the mistake of having to make an extra pit stop. That is frustrating.
That's unfortunate.
Frustrating. All right, guys, it is time to take a quick break. We got to get Leo in here. We got to get split 4 racers in. We have one more race, the final race, and we will be back shortly. Don't go anywhere. Well, you can go somewhere, but just be sure to come back.
Wheels burn on the track. PHG is where it's at. Roads long and winding, but our team's always grinding. Underneath the starry sky, engines roar, we fly. Sweat beading on our brow. Teamwork's the key right now. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane, victories in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line. Gasoline and fire, chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift. Speeding down the lane, victory's in our name. We win together, rain or shine. PSG forever, crossing the line.
And we are back for this next race in today's PHG World Series. We saw some awesome racing in the first race for today, which is actually the third race for this weekend series. We're going to have another exciting race coming up next for us. So let's look at who our drivers are for this next race.
All right.
And
so
thank you,
you
Chuck.
want me to take this one? Yep.
Yeah,
Per
great.
the qualifying results, we have Arrow from the PHG camp with a 126.511. In second, we have Strychnine once again from Team PHG, 126.569. In third, another PHG member, Duke Thunder, with a 126.857. In fourth, we have from Beehive Racing, Fernando B, with the 126.998 in a Ford. In fifth, we have Johnny Boy with a 127.077 in a Porsche. In sixth, we have Slick with a 127.099 in the Ferrari. In seventh, we have Luis in the Lexus with a 127.103. In eighth, we have S. Tennyson in the Porsche with a 127.262. Followed by in ninth, we have T. Calvert in the Genesis with a 127.909. In 10th, we have Old Man Pip in the Porsche with a 127.948. In 11th, we have It's Just Carl, once again from Team PHG with a 128.680 in the Toyota. And the rest of the slots were open for late entries, but we don't have any.
Fantastic. Thank you. Switching over to our round info, we'll talk you through. We've got round 4 here at Sardega Road, Track B. Again, these guys are going to run 20 laps in their GR4 cars. They have to use every tire compound, so soft, medium, and hard. They're all required. Tire is 7 times, and fuel is at 2 times. So as we saw in the previous race, the tire strategy is crucial for how you're going to manage your self in this race. And Leo, do you want to talk us through the points?
Sure, I can. Hi, everybody. So, bonus points. We got fastest qualifying session. 5 bonus points there. 5 bonus points for pull of split. Yeah, words hard after racing.
No, right?
We've all been there.
Then you got fastest lap, fastest lap of the split, which is another 5 bonus points, and you got 5 bonus points for leading a lap, and then 5 other bonus points for leading the most laps. That is the points breakdown for the bonus points there.
Yeah, and thank you, Leo, and welcome back to the booth. Always great to be back in there with you. We've got myself, Mustang Chuck, and Leo for this next race here. T-Case has stepped back into the production area and is going to be managing all of our visuals and sound for the race here. And it looks like they're probably just about ready to start. Trying to see. He said 5 minutes about 5 minutes ago, so they're going to be kicking off their qualifying here any second.
Everybody
Leo,
can probably guess who I'm cheering for this one.
I can't.
No, is somebody in a Mustang?
It's Fernando.
Only one Group 4 Mustang. Or there's only one Group 4 Ford.
There's Fernando. Yep, he is in the Mustang. All right, that answers it. Yeah, Leo,
shocker.
by the way, great job on that race. Tell us a little bit about what these guys are going to have to do to be successful for this final race of the day.
Be patient is the thing I could say the most. It is not about going super fast around here. With the tire wear that high, managing your tires is, like, as you said in the beginning, key. And we watched somebody go out and go back in. I have no idea what just happened there.
It's probably a tactic. I use the same thing if I come out of the pits and somebody else decides to come out of the pits at the same time. I'll go ahead and reset back into the pits so I can make sure to give enough space so I can, give them enough space for them to put in a good lap as well as myself.
And as we hop on board with Mr. Tennyson, look at that Taco Bell livery. Apparently that is a little shout out for T-Case, who is a enormous Taco Bell fan, apparently.
Just tacos in general. They're slow-mo.
Everybody
is that
loves
right?
tacos
Okay.
and Mexican
Yeah.
food.
Oh, man.
I do like
Yeah,
some
yeah.
tacos myself, no question. Soft tacos for me. I don't know if you guys go hard tacos or not, but I'm a soft taco.
I am all the above.
Don't
wife and I
discriminate
went
when it comes
to,
to tacos, hey?
Right?
My
Right?
wife and I went to a high-end taco place on a date day a couple days ago. If I was talking about it in the PHG Discord, I don't know if anybody has the link to the PHG Discord handy to be able to drop it down in the comments. But yeah, it was definitely a good time. And then later that night, we were still hungry, and we decided, you know what? It's 8 o'clock at night. We're just watching TV. Let's go ahead and order some Taco Bell. So.
And as we hop
Work
on
while
board
I'm
with
working, Chuck.
hop
Say
on
again,
board
Leo?
Fernando in that Mustang. Sorry.
I say you're making me work while I'm working already, Chuck.
And Chuck, I have a question. What is a high-end taco restaurant? What's that like?
Yeah.
So, it's called Agave and Rye. If you Google it and look it up, they have all these like huge tacos that they make. Just look up Agave and Rye on the internet. That's the best I can tell you, and you can look at what each, the ingredients in each taco and everything like that, and how big they actually are.
Okay.
You eat 2 or 3 of these, and you're going to be stuffed.
Oh, that sounds
They are-
delicious.
They are very,
Yes.
very large. Not bad
And-
margaritas too.
As we ride along board with Slick in the color shift livery there,
Yeah.
BR2. Got a
I
burning
guess
8-ball there.
I'm guessing he's in VR. I don't know what gave me the guess.
I think it's a strong guess.
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I usually wouldn't like orange rims, but they look really good on that color change livery.
Green.
Yeah, I would agree. You don't see. It's a very bright color. I know TCase loves his teal, blue, and orange. A nod to the golf liveries there, so I'm sure he's digging the orange rims.
And while we were watching, Slick went ahead and put up the fastest time at the 1:26.065. Certainly possible
Ooh.
that could get beat. Jump on board with Arrow in the
Yeah.
PHG livery. And he's back.
Or
Okay.
not. Something he didn't like. Deke Calvert with another orange livery. I'm liking it though. It's
Yeah,
nice.
got the little
Scorpion,
Scorpion, yeah.
there on the side. Yeah.
the Miller on the side. Okay. Guinness in the front, I think. There you go. I'm liking it.
I'm not gonna lie, I like driving that Genesis.
Yeah, I know you do.
Here's Duke Thunder, who is the god of thunder.
Leo popped in the chat, says, well done with that Mazda.
Oh,
Agreed.
thanks. I just didn't have to die. That was the main thing. Just don't die.
Go fast. Yeah, go fast, don't die.
No, don't go fast in the Mazda. You'll die. Well,
Duke
you won't
Thunder's
die
also
per
a
se.
Navy
The
veteran.
tires. The tires will die.
Yeah.
Hey. Wow.
Hey, look at T. Carl.
I wonder who that
repping
guy
the
is.
T-Case logo.
I like it.
The Ninja Turtles on the back there.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to It's Just Carl. I know he is also a veteran. Thank you for your service, sir.
Yep.
And I really wish my wheel didn't fail on me when him and I were battling in one of the exhibition races. I had a great time racing that guy.
Yeah, y'all did. We were there. We saw it. Y'all
Yeah.
were having a grand old Duke out there, and we go on board with Johnny Boy with a SpongeBob livery. Went into the pits, and then. All right.
Hold on.
Hey, we get to
Hold on.
Lewis.
Oh, who is
I think
that?
that's a lie, Lewis. That is definitely a lie.
Wow.
I'm slow. No, you're not. That's a lie.
That's funny. And he's running that Lexus. We've seen that Lexus has got some power, man.
Yeah. I'm seeing some group, like we were discussing last night, I've like noticing these group fours and stuff. Like people are using like all of them, and the Lexus and that Porsche, man, definitely heady hitters. I never used them before. I may have to start doing that now.
Yeah, I've done at least one manufacturer's in the Lexus, and I did enjoy driving it. It's got a ton of power. It can get a little slippery if you're on the gas too quick. For whatever reason, I will tell you the Porsche is my kryptonite. I cannot drive those things.
Really?
In my life. Nope.
Ah,
Gotta
Well-
adjust the brake balance a little bit. I have noticed though it does like to get really free on certain turns.
oh, Coors Light.
Hopping on
from
board a
Horn.
horn of plenty, yeah. That's quite the
Yeah, they,
classic Coors Light livery.
Yeah, it is.
Horn's been around us for a while. I vaguely remember when we first started getting organized, and even before then, seeing him around in the chat and Discord and all that stuff. So he's been with PHG for quite some time.
Yeah, no question. And it looks like they've got another couple minutes, probably 3 minutes left here in qualifying. Leo, who do you think is your pick for this race? If you had to pick somebody right now.
That is a good question. There's one guy that supposedly says he's slow, but we all know that's a lie.
Right?
Mr. I Win NRL
As we jump on board Old Man Pip here in the Porsche.
with an A. I think that's a heart to
Holy
his
cow.
name. Man, I can't pick one single person. I can pick a group of people that we probably all can go with. I'm gonna have to
Okay,
say
well tell us when
probably,
place.
probably Slick, Strict 9, Lewis, Arrow, Horn, Johnny. The whole thing is like
Are you just
full
gonna
of
name
good
the whole
guys.
field?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was. I don't like picking sides. I don't know. I'm weird about that. I do like everybody, and I want to keep everybody, close. So I don't want to pick a favorite.
No, that's fine. I understand. Mustang Chuck, who do you think's got an advantage here? Car based, strategy based? Who do you think and why?
You know, I really want it to be Fernando with the Mustang, and this is coming from Mustang Chuck. The Mustangs are not very good in this game. I don't know. I think anybody in the Porsche might do well, and the Lexus. The Lexuses?
Yeah.
The Lexus I? I don't know. What's the plural for
Cacti?
Lexus? I
It's
haven't
not
not
like C.
driven... Yeah, I haven't not driven the Lexus myself as well, but hearing from everybody else that it's a little bit squirrely, if I'm hearing correctly. It's going to be a matter of trying to control it. So,
Yeah, I guess if I had to pick 1, 2, 3, I think I'm going to say Lewis, Arrow, and then Horn. I think that would be my choice.
I'll throw Slick in there because
He's
Proven
obviously
that Ferrari
got
to
pace,
do
right?
something.
Yeah.
Even though I have an absolute disdain for Ferraris.
Oh, get out of
As
here!
do I.
Love the Ferrari.
As a company. Now the cars, they're cool. They're all right.
Yeah.
The company I don't like. Let me preface that.
Yeah.
Someone
I'm
gave me
with
the
Leo
keys
on
to
that
one.
one.
I'm not going to say no.
yeah, I'm with Leo on that one. If I've got the money to buy a car, I shouldn't have to buy it in tiers. And once I own the car, I shouldn't be sued by the company because I decided to make it my own unique Ferrari.
Yeah.
So
Yep, that's kind of what I feel about it.
I can
I wouldn't
appreciate
argue
the
with either of those
brand,
facts,
but
no.
it becomes different when it's somebody's personal property.
Right.
And we are starting to close out qualifying here. As you see, we've got some of the guys in the pits, and we still got a few folks on track. It's just Carl coming across the finish line with Luis right behind. Horn of Plenty not far behind them. And I believe that brings everybody in. Wow, look at that.
Wow.
What a good lap by Horn. Way to close it out,
Yeah.
put himself in good position.
That's that last lap magic that we keep seeing week in, week out.
Well, and I think,
Everybody-
I forget if it was last night or this morning, but, with it only being 2 times fuel, you're not really going to do a bunch of fuel burn in qualifying. So the
No.
strategy is really just stay on fresh tires.
I mean,
Yes.
as a
semi counter to that though, as the race does wear on, if you pay attention to the fuel gauge, it does get down to about a half a tank ish on some
Yeah.
of these cars. I noticed that last night. So in the late stages of the race, that can provide you with an advantage if you've got your strat set up just right.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see quite a few different strategies at play with this group here. You've got a pretty diverse group of drivers here. So
Yeah. Just because
I
they're
don't
in
think, is
split
there
four
anybody else
doesn't
on
mean they're
track? I
not.
think we're all qualifying.
Just because they're in split four doesn't mean they're not fast in their own rights.
Yeah, no question.
Looks like Fernando just got a chance to improve his time a little bit. He's
Yeah.
there in the running 7th. A nice Sunoco race fuel themed Mustang. Got to throw in the NASCAR, say Sunoco race fuel a couple times.
All right. Mustang Chuck, do you mind taking us through our classified qualifying results here?
I will do that, sir. In first, we have Slick in the Ferrari with a 126.065. In second, we have Strychnine in the Porsche with a 126.280. In third, we have Horn of Plenty once again in the Porsche with a 126.457. In fourth, we have Luis in the RCF with a 126.572. Once again in the RCF, in fifth, we have PHG Aero, 126.816. In sixth, we have Johnny Boy from Beehive Racing in the Porsche with a 127.053. And in seventh, with a 127.130, is Fernando Button from Beehive Racing in the Mustang America. And then in eighth, we have Nasty from PHG in the Ferrari, and he did not set a lap time. I'm assuming that is because because we have more coming. All right. Uh, in ninth, we have Old Man Pip in the Porsche with a 127.242. In 10th, we have S. Tennyson in the Porsche with a 127.417. In 11th, we have Duke Thunder from Team PHG in the Porsche with a 127.479. In 12th, we have T. Calvert in the Genesis with a 127.886. And in 13th, we have It's Just Carl, once again from Team PHG in the Supra with a 128.562.
Yeah, Leo, correct me if I'm wrong. If Nasty didn't qualify, he'll start at the back, correct?
He should be. If he
Okay.
didn't qualify, that's probably either due to a late entry or something like that. So he will be starting back if he didn't, if I remember correctly.
And I'll admit that's a newer name. I don't know that I've seen Nasty too often, but we'll see how he
Lobo,
fares
there's
here
been
in this race.
a lot of new people. I've been a very busy man.
Hey, PHG is growing leaps and bounds, and it's probably a good
That
time
we
to
are.
remind people to jump in the Discord, say hi to everybody. You don't have to join the PHG race team to be in the Discord. Join in, get to know people. Next thing you know, you'll be a PHG driver. So,
Mm-hmm.
and the website is pinned in the chat for those of you guys looking for that. And we're about to get started here. Drivers are in car. They're set in their grid positions, and we're going to have a rolling start.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate that.
Indeed.
As we ride on board with Slick here for the rolling start.
On Fernando, do us Ford boys proud.
Oh, and off we go.
And we're racing.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.
All right. So I am going to run through the field real quick and just kind of take a look and see what tires everybody started on.
Alrighty.
So we've got Slick on the hard. Slick and Strick. Oh, here we go. Strick is on the soft. We've got Horn of Plenty on the medium. Lewis on the hard. Oh, look at Arrow. We got some position changes while I'm chatting here back behind. There's kind of a little bunt.
Oh, look at that back there.
There's too
Door to
wide,
door.
going too wide everywhere. It's crazy.
Arrow, Horn of Plenty running side by side still. Lewis is trying to stick his nose in there. All right, sorry. So Johnny Boy is on the hards. Fernando on the hards. Old Man Pip on the hards. Tennyson on the hards. Duke Thunder on hard. Calvert is running racing hards. And It's Just Carl is also on racing hards. So you got a little bit of variety out there, but for the most part, a lot of the drivers chose to start on the hards. And we're watching Strick and Slick. Slick and Strick.
Yep.
Wait a second.
Slick and strict.
Freaking slick. The way around. I don't know.
My kind of Saturday. All right. Strick sticking his nose up the inside here on the straight, trying to position for a nice P1 takeover. And they're going to run door to door here for a second. Looks like Slick did a little early break. Let him have that spot.
Nice
Yep,
clean
playing
driving.
Slick is probably like, okay, well, it's early in the race. I'm not going to push my car, is what I would be thinking that he's thinking. I'm just going to
Leo,
run my laps.
I was going to ask, there's plenty of room to pass here, right? I mean, this is not a tight
indeed.
track by any means. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no
Indeed.
Nürburgring.
Yeah, there's plenty of opportunity to try and get by somebody.
Even there's safe places to pass, and there's also extremely dangerous places to pass.
Production, can we hop on board P12 with Calvert and get a replay? We had a little issue going there. Oh, I guess it went to It's Just Carl. I'm sorry. I don't know what position he was in before the problem. You can see him there. He just lost it going around that turn. Couldn't keep it on track.
Yeah.
Put him down to the
Touched
back
the grass.
of the pack here.
Looked like he got into the grass a little bit and just hooked the wheel and sent him flying. No damage though, or it's already healed. One of the two.
And we're on board with Slick. As you can see, Arrow is real close behind him, but then the gap between him and Strick is a couple seconds. So Strick has now began to pull away from the field a little bit, get himself some clean air.
Now, if I remember right, Strick was on the softs, so that's the reason why he's pulling away here. With Slick on the hards, not much he can do.
Thank you as
unless
well,
he's
by the way,
playing-
C-Dubs. Thank you.
Playing the waiting game here. Arrow's going to want to get around him as soon as possible, though, especially being on the softs, and they're already starting to show some wear.
Right, yeah, and if you look at Strick and Arrow, it looks like Strick's actually got quite a bit more wear. Well, I shouldn't say quite a bit, but enough noticeable amount more wear being in the front of the pack, where generally you would think some of that dirty Arrow make the tires wear a little bit faster. Maybe it's just not the case in this situation.
Yeah, possibly not. I mean, you're back here, you're getting towed along, so I mean, you could be a little gentler.
Right.
When you're up there in front, you're trying to get as much of a gap as you possibly can, and you're pushing that car. I can see where it would wear it out faster that way.
Yeah, and I think that Strick is going by the theory that I probably would have tried. He started on the softs. And, you know, what I like about that theory is you can run the softs until you're uncomfortable with them, come in, and, you know that your mediums and hards are just not going to deteriorate as fast. So when you get to the end of the race, personally, I'd probably try and finish on the mediums, run the hards in the middle of the pack and the softs in the beginning.
That's exactly what I did for mine.
Yeah.
And I stayed where I started, which I am A-okay with.
Right? As you
Especially
see
at
there, it
Pyro
looks like
hunting down. Ooh.
Slick's got a little bit of a penalty. Didn't quite
Yep.
see how he got that.
I probably went a bit too wide into one of the turns. Seems like that's a common occurrence at this track. Just going a wee bit too wide and catching track limits.
It is easy to do. You know, you're pushing to use as much of the track as you possibly can, and sometimes you just push it a little too far.
That may afford Arrow and Horn to slingshot past them once they get on that long straight.
Yeah, and Arrow's doing a great job keeping himself in position to take that pass. When
Or
Slick serves
them two will
penalty.
actually go into the pits. One of the two.
Now that you say that, I look at Arrow's tire wear, and that could be he goes straight into the pits. Absolutely right. Him and Strick are both in. They got what, 4 laps out of those softs. So puts Horn up into the front of the pack with Slick right behind him. Luis in third, John Boy in fourth, Fernando B rounding up our top 5. A Mustang up in the top 5.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Fernando's representing for you.
He like.
And we're on board with Slick here.
Thank you, Pyro. Thank you.
He is eyeing up Horn. Got the Ferrari versus the Porsche. I would personally root for the Ferrari. Disagree. Although Slick is on the hards. You've got Horn on the medium.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll gain
He's
a little bit.
playing the long game.
He is playing a long game.
Oh, yeah.
And Luis right behind them on the hards as well.
Zoma, if you're in the race, is there anything else going on in the mid-pack area?
No, T. Calvert just got himself a half-second pen. They're spread out a little bit, you know, as you get through the back of the pack. It's still anybody's race with, 15 laps still to go, but they're starting to spread out just a little bit. Johnny Boy's eyeing up a pass on Lewis possibly as we look here. He's definitely in the slip. Doesn't look like he's closing quite as quick as you'd like to try and make a pass here before turn 1. Here he goes. Is he going to stick his nose in? Will we have a dive bomb? No, we will not.
No, he's too far back.
Real smart move. I think that was a smart play. He probably could have tried to push it, but, that would have caused trouble.
Ow. Too far back.
Scary.
Better to sit back there. Just enjoy running laps with somebody. Work with them if you can.
And we ride along with
Duke
Thunder. The God of Thunder. Do we have to
rock and roll.
God of Thunder?
And rock and roll. And you got AC/DC on the back there. That's one of my favorite bands, AC/DC.
Oh. Where's his hammer?
Probably in the car.
Well, I got a question. Can Papa pick up Duke's hammer?
I don't know.
I think he can. I think he's got
I
the
don't know.
Got Fernando Button out here. Okay, back up here to Johnny Boy.
Yeah, Johnny Boy's got a little bit of a run going on, Lewis.
Johnny Boy, when you watch this, my wife and I are also fellow SpongeBob fans. And yes, I promise we're adults.
He told me that his livery was in honor of one of his favorite childhood cartoons, from what I remember. Before I was practicing, he popped in my chat and was talking about that's one of his favorite cartoons, so.
Still went on to this day, too.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Very cool. I missed the SpongeBob era for the most part, and I don't have kids, so we didn't get into SpongeBob.
Yeah. It's a love or hater kind of thing. Do I either really like it or find it super annoying?
Super annoying, yeah, I've heard that. As we ride along board with Louis here, you'll see that his racing hard tires, that front right is about halfway, maybe a little bit past that. So curious to see when he's going to come into the pits.
I would guess probably around lap 10. And maybe do 5 on the medium.
Laps, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I'd be trying to get 6 out of my mediums, 4 on the hards if it was me.
Yeah.
But that's just because I'm overly cautious when it comes to, tire traction.
I keep forgetting it's 20 laps, not 15. I don't know where I'm getting 15 from.
If we can look at P3 and 4, Johnny Boy and Luis. Look at Johnny Boy, keeps just squeezing Luis. He is staying in his rear view like we talked about last weekend, maybe just trying to apply a little bit of pressure. I don't know if that's going to work for somebody like a Luis, but we'll see if that plays into effect.
I think he wants that rematch from NRL because they were both in Split 2.
Yes, they were.
So I think he's wanting that rematch with him. Doesn't mean go all out, but you know. Well, I mean, go all out, but like, don't kill each other in the
Well,
game.
and Johnny Boy's got a little bit of a tire advantage over Lewis, so maybe we'll
Yeah?
see a position change here in the next couple laps, depending upon how far Lewis, either or, right?
Yeah.
We'll see
Yeah.
how far he's going to push it today.
Thank you, Turtle Shell. We appreciate it.
He's feeling lucky.
Don't need no MDKs around here.
Murder, death, kill.
Yeah.
But are MDKs allowed if you know how to use the 3 seashells?
Oh.
Yeah, you lost me on that
On
one.
the seashells. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
TK's yeah, production gets it. Production gets it.
Production got it. All right, we've got Luis going into driving right by the pits. I thought he was going in for that one. While we ride on board with Johnny Boy here, Horn and Plenty is in our lead. We've got Slick in P2. There's a couple seconds in between those two, and then about 3 seconds between Slick and Luis that we're watching here. Oh, I'm sorry, we're on board with Horn. Excuse me. So, Horn up at the front, just under 2 seconds between him and P2. That can obviously change in an instant because if you look at that front right, he's going to be needing some new tires here very soon.
Sean Z, that was a Demolition Man joke. He got it. So did Joe. Joe Collins did.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I knew the reference. I couldn't quite figure out where it was from, though.
I forgot what movie it was from. Now I know. That's before my time, because I'm young.
God, I'm old and I'm 40. God.
You know, I think now might be a really good time for us to get some rev time in. What do you guys think?
Oh, there we go. Let's do it.
Let's do some rev time. Production, please. Rev it up for us.
What's this rev time?
Leo doesn't know. Oh, so rev time, this is the chance for the racing nerds to enjoy the car and the racing sounds and everything that goes along with it.
Okay.
Give you a little bit
Like
of
crank it up on
idea.
NASCAR.
Crank it up, yeah.
Yeah, this is
I
something
like
we thought of last minute.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Play with slow mo, I guess.
I can't believe that fucking Look, I am a racing nerd. I love the engine, the tires, just the pure noise. Wow, it's like keeping
Oh, I do too.
together. So we asked production to crank up the sound a little bit for us. You can crank it up on your home stereo and jam it. Right along board with Johnny Boy. Oh,
There we go.
Fernando, there you go. Mustang shuffle.
See on the throttle there. Very important for front engine rear-wheel drive cars. Not so much in Group 4 though, if I remember correctly. This car stayed
Boy, that Mustang does sound good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds
I was just
glorious.
enjoying it.
You know, I usually don't get to hear the Mustang sound because they're too far behind me on the track. But
Yeah, well, hopefully the GTD will make it into the game.
Indeed. It won't. Ooh, this 5-liter.
yeah, so we've got a bunch of folks. Horn and Plenty, Slick, Old Man Pip, and Nasty have gone into pits. Puts Johnny Boy and time in first and second. Horn and Plenty in third. With Slick in fourth. Luis in fifth. Fernando in sixth. Arrow in seventh. Old Man Pip in eighth. Nice.
Oh man, what a difference!
It is a difference, right? Now you got to listen to us. Back on board with
Not a bad
120,
thing.
and he is right in the tailpipe of Slick there, isn't he?
Yeah,
Once again, I brought it up before. It's the mind games. Something I like to do is just get up in somebody's rear bumper when I'm racing and let them know, like, hey, I'm back here, and try to get in their head a little bit and try to force them into a mistake and make the pass. Because having had somebody up my chuff like that before, I can confirm that it plays a role in your decision making and what you're doing. Looks like Horn is going to be going into the pits, signaling. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Johnny Boy actually also went in, so
Okay.
he's still
Maybe he
holding
just
the
doesn't
lead.
realize
Now
it's
there goes
on.
Strick.
He just doesn't realize that his turn signal's on.
But Chuck, back to your point, there is absolutely something to be said about making your presence known. Make sure that guy knows that if he does make that error, that spot's no longer his. That pressure can get to some people. If you can train yourself, keep yourself calm, and not try to worry about who's behind you, but who's in front, you're much better off.
Yep. And confirm.
As we get a really nice view of Horn creeping on Slick. Or, excuse me,
yeah.
we're on board with Slick. We're looking back at Horn. As they come into this tight right-hander. Up the
That
hill.
one's tricky. I
Horn's
see.
making a move on the inside. I don't
Ooh.
think he wasn't able to quite get it done.
No, as I think they were avoiding somebody just a second ago. I could have swore I saw somebody off in the grass. Too late now to get the replay on it, but
Oh, and Slick ran a little bit wide. He got himself into the grass. I don't know if that's going to cause him issues with traction here in the last couple turns.
with that thing being mid-engine, it should be fine.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
not too bad
both
with 30 times.
these are mid-engine. Yes, yes, they are.
And it looks like Strick 9 has gone into the pits. Come off that set of racing hards.
Yep.
Well,
Going
that's
in
like on the
lap
pit
early.
stops. We got Fernando Button in the Mustang up to 4th now.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, he's on a pretty good set of mediums there. With 13 laps in. Just kind of looking through on tire wear. I'm trying to see if there's anybody. Looks like Arrow might be one of the next people in the pit. Calvert is also in the pits currently. He's in P13. He's going to get himself a fresh set of rubber.
Papa just brought up that got BHR in 4th and 5th place. I wouldn't be surprised if they started working together and bump drafting each other to try to make up some spots.
Yeah.
Definitely be some advantages to having help on the track.
Well, Johnny's kind of a wild card, so he may just do whatever he wants. So
Is that right? Okay.
a little bit, he can be. He can be. I
Well,
mean that
Horn is-
jokingly, Johnny.
Horn is doing everything he can to try and find an open window here, and Slick just continues to shut the door and keep himself ahead.
Again. And again.
What a great battle between the Ferrari and the Porsche we've got here up in the lead of the race.
Yeah. I agree.
And I speak from
On
experience. I know Horn is fast. I've been in plenty of races with him driving by me. He's got some pace.
He
Come on,
does.
Warren.
He definitely
Do
does.
Porsche proud. That's,
And I believe
Yeah,
Horn has been Team Porsche since day one, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. Yeah. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
the last race I was
I-
in with him, he did a last to first on us.
Oh. Well.
Yep, nothing I can do. Nothing I could do but just watch the show.
Right.
I
But
didn't
I'm
have
just
a
like,
good
I'm
day.
just gonna let it happen.
Oh man, yeah.
Ooh,
And that was
sketchy.
a nice turn.
Yeah. It's
Old
not that
man
the
Pip
kitty
is
litter
trying
will
to-
spin you around.
Yeah,
Oh,
old man Pip was
sorry.
trying to eye up a spot, but it wasn't there.
So getting onto the kitty litter here, it's not that it won't spin you around, it will slow you down dramatically, even if you get one wheel into that.
Yep. Good old battle between two of my favorite manufacturers, Porsche and Ford, right here.
Yeah, we've got
Freeway battle.
just started the 15th lap, so these guys are closing in on the last quarter of the race here.
Should start seeing our last bit of pit stops come into play.
It'll be really interesting
Good.
to see which compounds folks have left. And I apologize, I've not been keeping track of who's taking what.
Nah. It's okay. We'll update your tire tractor here soon.
That's right. Tire
Yep.
tractors are going to be ready to roll.
There we
Got
go.
a pretty good battle here, 4th, 5, and 6. And with pit stops and things like that, this is absolutely still anybody's race.
Indeed.
Although looking at Luis, he has got almost an 8-second gap between him and Johnny Boy. So he's going to have to come into the pits. His racing mediums are just about done. I would imagine he's probably trying to get one more lap out of it, but I'm watching as he's coming across the last turn there down the straight. He is staying out.
Oh boy.
Horn of Plenty has gone into the pits.
Ooh,
He's gonna
old
come
man
off
Pip
better
may
racing
pick up a
stuff.
penalty for that. Or not. Call me a
No,
liar.
nothing there.
Call me a liar.
Fernando lost a lot of time getting out into that kitty litter like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Coming up on Johnny Boy real hard until he stepped out a bit too wide.
And Leo, I believe that was you that picked Slick or mentioned Slick, correct? I mean, he's positioning
I did.
himself here for a W, and got almost he's got 4 seconds between him and Luis. And Luis is gonna have to change tires, so.
I'm just reading chat. Jorge Senior saying that YouTube needs to put a wager feature in.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Gambling on
Sportsbooks.
YouTube. Okay.
YouTube
Yeah,
fantasy.
sportsbooks.com.
It's legal in most states,
Somehow I
right?
feel like questionable.
I don't know. Here and there.
Yeah, I'm not much of a gambler. I'll do PHG, NASCAR Fantasy, but I'm not much of a gambler.
Eh.
I'll
I'm
bite
the weird
my
guy
tongue.
that
I
goes to
love gamble.
Vegas just to go ride all the rides.
Yeah, go to the shows.
Go ride all the
Yeah.
rides. Like, I don't know, the NASCAR one.
As we
NASCAR
see
right
last
in
Vegas
Vegas?
folks coming into the pits, we've got Flick, Luis, and Fernando all in the pits. That puts Johnny Boy in first. Old Man Pip into second position. Nasty in third, and Slick is currently running in fourth.
These guys have still got to pit for one more. Them guys at the top have
Fernando
still got
going
to
on
pit
the
for at least
stop.
one more tire compound. So I wonder if they're trying to get as much distance from everybody to see if they can get that at least a little bit of a free pit stop. Not a free per se, but like a discount. 75% discount.
As we are riding on board with Luis, looks like he is just now sneaking by Horn of Plenty. That's a very nice move. They're coming down towards this uphill right hand.
Ooh, horn goes a little bit wide there.
Yeah, and give Strick an opportunity to throw his name in the hat there. Horn stuck with that inside line, can't quite get outside. use the full track.
Ooh,
We got a drag race.
a little hairy.
2 Porsches.
Yep. Horn decides to back out of that. Smart move.
Yeah, and to
See
your
if he can
point,
launch
Johnny
himself
Boy.
around that corner.
Yeah, Johnny Boy, Old Man Pip, and then Nasty are all in the pits. So that puts Slick back
Yep.
up front. Lewis in second. You'll see Strick passing by the pits there. Hornet 20 in fourth. Jumping back into P5 with Fernando Buttons.
Come on, Fernando. Do us Mustang boys proud.
He's keeping it together. Looks like he's got plenty of, tire wear left for the last couple laps.
Yeah.
Well executed strategy. Keeping on track. Keep pointing in the right direction. He should be okay. He's got Johnny Boy eyeing up that P5. And we're back on board with Horn. Trying to close the gap between him and Strick. Just under a full second, 7/10. Making that uphill right-hand turn. Well done by Horn, keeping it on track, not using too much. And that Delta creeps up almost to a full second. Not
Yeah,
quite.
Fernando's definitely gaining some ground on him quite quickly, actually. I don't know if it's going to be enough to take fourth from him.
He's got, what? Essentially 2 laps after this one? A lap?
Yeah,
I
Chuck,
don't
to
know,
your
he just-
point.
Second?
That Delta's
Yeah.
shrinking, buddy. Whew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But can his tires hold on for a whole
Oh,
other lap?
yeah. That's going to be key. Still, an amazing showing from, pretty sure, the only Ford in the field that I'm aware of.
And
Yes.
a little bit of a
The whole
battle
weekend.
back in the back of the pack. Nasty just made a move on Arrow to take P8 off his hands.
I'm loving the Walmart livery there.
It's a
Great
great value.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. Just makes me laugh. I don't know why. We all know that the name brand stores are a bunch of shenanigans.
Somebody say shenanigans?
Agreed.
I did say shenanigans indeed.
On our penultimate lap here with Slick, Lewis, and PHG in our top 3, we're riding aboard with Arrow. Arrow in that Lexus on the mediums, right behind Nasty. And Nasty's on the soft, so makes sense that he was able to get that move done.
Yeah. Still a good showing from Arrow. Actually, it's the most consistent I've seen him racing, which is awesome to see. I know he's a busy guy.
As we jump back to our leader here with Slick, who has started his last lap out here. And he's got a pretty solid delta there between him and P2.
Oh, yeah, he's got this in the bag.
Yeah, I
just
was going to say,
Well, they
I
drive it
would,
back in.
I would be
Don't-
coasting
don't-
a little
don't
bit
count
into the
those chickens.
corners.
Yeah, don't count them chickens too much, because this last turn could be deadly.
Well, and as we
One
say that, you
mistake.
see he didn't push too far near the kitty litter on those turns. It looks like he is being a touch cautious.
Oh.
Real smart driving. Little wiggle, no problem. Got it under
A little
control.
wiggle wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Coming around the last set of turns
Hey.
and aiming himself down here towards the straight for a race victory for Slick.
Hey.
Bravo, well done, Slick. Look at that right front. That was toast. Oh, that's Lewis.
Oh, boy.
Goodness. Oh, that's impressive keeping that car
Yikes.
on track with little traction like that. Strick in
He had-
P3. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Am I that boring? Come
The-
on. Come on.
No.
I know
the
I'm not
race,
tuned.
the race wore me out. No,
Yawn, Leo.
no. The race wore me out.
That's fair. And on board with It's Just Carl, coming around the last grouping of turns here. There's the uphill right. Well, that Supra is fun to drive, but some tracks it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
doesn't seem to have it.
All the Supras always feel loosey-goosey to me. Really touchy.
I agree. Yeah, it's tricky to drive, and it's easy to make mistakes. In my
Yeah.
opinion. It's less forgiving.
Fast,
The-
but
The Group 4
Man.
one isn't too bad. It's actually pretty manageable, in my opinion.
And It's Just
Now, the
Carl
Group
coming
3,
across the
that-
finish line.
Hey,
And it looks like T. Calvert is in the pits. I don't know if he retired from the race early or what happened there, but he is sitting still. What a great race. Congrats to
That
Slick
was.
Yeah.
on your victory. Well done. Well executed strategy for you. Way to make Leo look like a Nostradamus there.
Kinda. Just a little bit.
And in VR, which is impressive in my mind.
Yeah.
The only way to race.
That's the
my
crazy
opinion.
part. I got some strong opinions on that one,
Yeah,
but anyways,
everybody's got opinions. They're like Mustangs. Everybody's got them. All right.
and the sad part is most of them are
played,
eco
Slow-mo.
boosts.
Well
Mustang
played.
Chuck, do you want to declassify these results for us here?
Yeah, let's go through them here. So we got Slick in the Ferrari with the win. We got Luis in second in the RCF. We got Trick 9 from Team PHG in the Porsche in third. And fourth, we've got Horn of Plenty, once again, Team PHG in the Porsche. In fifth, we've got Fernando Button in the Mustang America in fifth. And in sixth, we've got Johnny Boy in the Porsche. In seventh, we have Old Man Pip once again in the Porsche. And in eighth, we've got Team PHG Nasty in the Ferrari. And in ninth, we've got PHG Arrow in the RCF. In 10th, we have Duke Thunder from Team PHG in the Porsche. In 11th, we've got S. Tennyson in the Porsche. And in 12th, we've got It's Just Carl from Team PHG in the Supra. And in 13th, we've got E. Calvert in the Genesis.
Wow, fantastic race. If I'm not mistaken, this wraps up the series, right? Is this is it?
Indeed, it is.
Wow,
It
it was over so
Yep.
quick.
It
For this
Awesome.
season,
was.
at least.
Well,
this
let's
season.
go through and get drivers of the race. Leo, let's
Okay.
start with you.
I'm gonna go with Johnny Boy, putting all the pressure on Lewis just because it's fun to watch him have a bunch of pressure on him. Did an excellent job of, doing that, keeping the pressure up on him. And yeah,
Mustang, Chuck, is yours as obvious as I think it might be?
it probably
I'm actually
is.
gonna. It's a toss up between the Porsche, because Porsche is my favorite European brand, but
Okay.
I'm gonna have to actually go with Fernando because everybody knows the Mustangs in this game aren't the best. It's not the obvious choice, right? But he was able to improve his qualifying position, if I remember correctly, and finish with a top 5 with some excellent pit strategy and racecraft. I'm gonna go with Fernando Button.
Very nice. I
So it
can't
was
say I'm
the Mustang
surprised.
after
It
all.
was. It
Yes,
was. Yep.
it was. I was debating on it throughout the race, but I would have picked somebody else if I honestly, thought so. But no, I honestly think that uh,
Yeah,
getting a top 5 in something like this in a car that is notoriously not used very much for obvious
yeah,
reasons speaks to his skill.
Yeah, I was hemming
indeed.
and hawing. I looked at Fernando, and it's a toss up for me between him And Luis, I think Luis ran a really good race. He made sure to keep himself composed. He ran a great strategy. I think I got to lean towards Luis for my driver of the race. So congrats to Luis there. And let us know in the chat who your favorite was through the race. Wow. Man, I'm just kind of reminiscing a little bit through the season. We really saw some awesome combos, really fantastic racing, nothing but pure class and entertainment throughout the series. So a big shout out to Papa and the PHG crew and family for all that you guys have done to make this happen. Big shout out to Sal, Toon, Mustang Chuck, Leo, everybody in the production crew. Wonderful, wonderful setup throughout the year. Great job on all that. This has turned out really, really good, guys. So kudos, pat yourselves on the back. It has been excellent. Mustang Chuck, I'll throw it over to you. Any closing thoughts?
Oh, no real closing thoughts. I'm just looking forward to when the next PHG league races drop, and I can jump in here and hang out with you guys and comment on the races. It is an ever evolving series. We are still, figuring out how we want to, run things, and it's an exhibition series for a reason, right? So we're trying some different things out, and hopefully we can continue to make better and better league races for everybody involved, and keep this thing going because it's honestly a great time. I'm not able to actually race because of my weird work schedule, but I'm happy to jump in and commentate and have a good time with y'all.
Oh, it's been wonderful having you in the booth with us, Mustang Chuck. Fantastic job. I'm sure
Thanks,
we will
sir.
be
Appreciate you.
seeing and hearing more from you in the future. Leo, any closing thoughts from you, sir?
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I'm super stoked that we got to do this, and also race in it at the same time. That I didn't realize how much of a hurdle that was for the people that did want to race in it, also be in the production and in the booth at the same time. So thank y'all for being accommodating with that. Also, big shout out to Shaggy for coming up with all the combos and all the other stuff, the stewards and everybody else. Now, the big thing that we got to talk about, the next league coming up, NRL, baby. Y'all better go
There
sign
you
up,
are.
get ready to go.
That's right.
That's the biggest thing that we got going on next. So, if you're itching for a league, you should go do that. Have fun. I'll
Can
watch
we
you
get one
and
more?
commentate again.
Can we get one more link drop down in the chat, somebody, please, for NRL?
And while they get that put into the chat, I'll just offer a couple closing thoughts. I did not get to participate in the first season. I'm just honored to be here with you guys here in the second. I really think this was awesome. I look forward to participating
Yeah.
as a driver in the third series once that comes around.
Oh.
But before we get there, I'm really looking forward to the NRL. It's like man, just looking at the competition and the camaraderie that we saw with the group here through these races yesterday and today. Nothing but awesome racing in the future for these guys. So it is just
Indeed.
so awesome to be a part of. Papa, big shout out to you. Thank you. Somebody I think I forgot to mention, Titanium Ashes. I know you're back there in the background doing a lot of work for this, so big shout out to you as well. And I also
Yes,
forgot to
indeed.
mention Shaggy. I know, for all that he's done for this league and also being in some of those races. Really, really well done job. The races were awesome. Like I said before, the combos are so great. Man, just top-notch series, guys. Bravo. Pat yourselves on the back. And with that, let's see. Is there anything I missed, Leo Mustang?
No, not that
No,
I
not that I
know
can
of.
think of.
All right.
That's pretty.
I almost hate to close it out, but I guess we can close it
Yeah.
out and go to the credits. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, whatever you got left there in your part of the world. From Slow Mo, Leo, and Mustang Chuck, we'll see you guys next round.
Later, guys.
Wheels burn on the track. PHG chasing every desire. Around the curves we go. Teamwork keeps our flow. Every gear we shift feels like a gift, speeding down the lane. Victory's in our name. We win together.